The American Psychological Association defines social pressure as the exertion of influence on a person or group by another person or group. Social pressure can take many forms and is for any age. When someone, such as a friend or peer, tries to persuade us to do something, they might be exercising a form of social pressure. Social pressure can also be part of the implicit demands that our culture or society makes on us and the expectation that we will conform in certain ways. In the modern world, where the desire to fit in and conform to these norms is strong, peer pressure can create substantial obstacles for those seeking to maintain their Christian values and boundaries. Hi everyone, I'm Kisthart. Today we're going to talk about pressure. Peer or social pressure typically encourages people to try to fit in with those around them. Sometimes fitting in may come naturally, but in other cases, a person may feel the need to change their views, choices, and outlooks to avoid being the odd one out. Sometimes social pressure can encourage positive changes, but sometimes it can encourage negative and harmful behaviors. Humans often have a desire for achievements. For example, they may have a desire to get good grades or to push boundaries. As a species, human beings can also be largely dependent on one another and usually survive best when living in a community with others. In addition, being in groups helps push us to adapt and strive for more. In the process of growing up, children learn a great deal of cultural and social information, which usually includes learning to follow the norms of their society. Managing one's attitudes and behaviors to stay connected to the community can be a survival strategy to help us achieve adulthood successfully and potentially provide benefits such as friendship, spouses, help raising children, and resources that we need to live. Part of this process may have resulted in our brains being hardwired to respond to social pressure. One study that used brain scans found that social pressure and the responses it elicits seem to have measurable effects on the brain. It can therefore be possible that social pressure might potentially alter a person's perception of reality in some way, since it can lead to the detectable changes in the brain itself. Humans also tend to look at the groups we're in for guidance about what to do and how to behave. In psychology, this is known as the principle of social proof. Social proof, which can also encompass things like popularity, can be thought of as subtle social pressure. When we make decisions based on social proof, we may assume that an activity or item must be good because a lot of people do the activity or like the item. Conformity isn't necessarily a good or a bad thing. In some ways, conformity may be necessary for the proper functioning of society. We practice conformity when we drive a car, for example, because following the rules of the road generally makes it more likely that we will get to our destination safely. We often are expected to conform to certain standards in the workplace so that work can be done safely and efficiently, and so that workers, customers, and visitors can feel comfortable in that space. Positive responses to the pressure to conform can include things like seeking out friendships with good people and working to maintain those friendships. Or they might include things like changing unhealthy habits. Positive social pressure can lead us to find a good career, pay our bills on time, and respect the people we live and work with so that we can fit in with our peers and be a welcomed part of our community. However, social pressure can also lead us to behave in ways that aren't good for ourselves or the people around us. The desire to fit in can lead people to do things like take drugs or drink too much to be accepted by a peer group that participates in those kind of activities. Depending on our living environment, how we were raised, and other factors, social pressure can be hard to resist. However, being able to make independent choices instead of succumbing to this kind of pressure can be an important life skill, although it is easier said than done. It can be worthwhile to find a healthy balance between social pressure and independent choices. We often find value in community, a sense of belonging, and support from our family and peers. Human beings are social creatures, and we tend to live social lives in community with others. Social pressure is inevitable, and it can influence the choices we make and how we make those choices. It can also affect how we construct our own identities and whether we honor our own uniqueness. In some cases, the desire to conform and please others can affect our emotional health and our ability to have healthy relationships with others or even ourselves. Having a healthy, mature approach to handling social pressure can be an important life skill. Overcoming social pressure and its obstacles and living within the boundaries of a Christ-centered life requires a deliberate and steadfast approach. Here are some strategies to consider. Number 1, know your values. Understand and firmly establish your Christian values. When you have a strong foundation of your faith, you are less likely to waver in the face of social pressure. Number 2, seek supportive communities. Surround yourself with like-minded individuals who share your faith and values. A supportive community can provide encouragement and reinforcement in resisting negative peer pressure. Number 3, pray and reflect. Of course, we talked about this in episode 1. Prayer and self-reflection can help you seek guidance and strength when facing challenging situations. Set boundaries and practice assertiveness. You can learn to assert your boundaries and beliefs confidently and respectfully. Assertiveness can help you communicate your faith-based decisions and clearly defined boundaries. When you have predetermined limits, it becomes easier to resist those external pressures. And choose your friends wisely. Be mindful of the company that you keep. Surround yourselves with individuals who respect your faith and values, and distance yourself from those who consistently pressure you to compromise them. So yes, peer pressure poses significant challenges to living within the boundaries of a Christ-centered life, no matter what your age is. However, with a strong faith foundation, supportive communities, assertiveness, and the willingness to set and uphold boundaries, you can navigate the complexities of peer pressure and maintain your commitment to a life centered on the teachings of Christ. By doing so, you can lead by example and positively influence those around you while staying true to your Christian values.